It is Friday, July 10th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. He is back, and that is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Shout out to Dalton Feely for filling in yesterday while Plouffe had a day game. Guardians finally won one. See, I told everybody gets on me, Rose, you're always so upset about the Guardians, blah, blah, blah. You saw them in person. They have some holes.
I mean, every team you're about to ask me a question about the American League right now. It was a tough one for me to answer. Everyone's got their holes. Gavin Williams found a lot of holes in the Twins' bats yesterday.
True.
He's filthy. When he's on, he's something else. I talked to some of the guys after the game. They're like, dude, that's unhittable.
Yeah, the big rig. Yeah, he's pretty good. There's no question. In fact, my little tip of the cap goes to you and the rest of your cohorts. You tried something, special again this year. All analyst broadcast for the Twins Guardians series. So it was yourself, it was Glenn Perkins, it was Justin Morneau, and you added Denard Span this year. And the great thing was you guys played so long together. There were a lot of stories to swap, and also you had a ton of fun, and you poked fun at Corey Provost, who is the regular play-by-play guy for the Twins, who had the series off. He does an outstanding job. Well, here is Denard Span and the rest of you guys.
He looks more like a brother now with his new hair.
He does, yeah.
He looks a lot like he literally looked like he.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this, Denard, but you're not allowed to talk right now.
I love it. You may not talk siren.
Yeah, we had to do something. Denard was unhinged all series. I appreciate the shout out. It is actually a lot of behind the scenes work to get something like that done. So shout out all the people that, kind of take care of that for the Twins and Twins TV. But it's different. It's very regional based. If you're tuning in for the game and you don't know these guys at all, you're probably not going to like it.
Right.
But Twins territory, had a good time with it. And yeah, I mean, it's so fun, like just getting together with the guys. And I don't know, man, feel very fortunate to be a part of that.
Yeah. It also shows how important a good play-by-play person is during the regular season.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this many times. I love a play-by-play guy. Analysts, do your analyst thing. Those are two separate jobs.
Yes, but during a long season, it's okay to mix it up. It's a daunting task for an entire 3-game series instead of just one night, but you guys did a nice job. You should be really proud of yourself. No question. Let's get to it. We're going to start off with something that, in my opinion, as I was watching the games last night, it was bigger than baseball. I want to introduce you to Eduardo Valencia. He was a guy who was signed as an 18-year-old by the Detroit Tigers organization back in 2018. And he didn't arrive until the major leagues until last night. Took him a really, really long time. Not only that, he is probably one of the few guys in the history of the sport to wear his hometown on the back of his jersey. His last name is Valencia. He is from Valencia, Venezuela. And unfortunately, we have spent the last few weeks talking about what has gone on down there with those 2 major earthquakes that have just ravaged that entire country. And so here's a guy who is making his major league debut, who also has the weight of the world on his shoulders based on what is going on in his homeland. And as he steps up to the plate for the very first time as a major leaguer, something special happens.
Eduardo gets his first ever major league time after getting to AAA for the first time last year for 50 games. Valencia in the air, straight away center, and out of here. What a night!
I was so excited. I mean, I was waiting a lot for this. For my family, for Venezuela, and I'm so excited.
I know that your parents couldn't make the trip. They're still in Venezuela. What would your message be to them tonight?
This for all Venezuela people, for all my family, for all the coaching in Dominican, in FCL, in Florida, for everybody. They give me everything. Just trying to keep trying to win, trying to help the team to win. This is for all my family. My wife is right there. I don't know where, right there. Love you. I was waiting a lot for this moment. It's so exciting.
Dude, if that doesn't get you, I don't know what does.
When I first watched these videos this morning, I started to tear up. Chris, you got me early on. It's special. You see, obviously, what it means to guys, especially when you spend that long in the minor leagues. Finally, get your opportunity, and you hit one to dead central too, Valencia. Attaboy. And how much better is it that it goes over the fence and not like off the fence?
Right.
It changes the entire moment right there.
Yeah, no
But
question.
I don't know, man. Just like, it's great because the first thing he says is, this is for Venezuela, this is for my family, this is for my coaches, this is for my wife. It is just so many people propping you up to fulfill your dream, and you just feel just so grateful. So I don't know. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. And I try to impress this upon people, particularly when we come out with these outlandish statements, is that we really forget the journey that it takes. We forget that you're human beings, that you've got stuff going on in your lives. Yeah. Do you get paid really handsomely? Do you get things that a lot of people don't have access to in this world? Absolutely. But we see you for 3 hours a day, and that's it. And we don't know what else goes on in your lives. And so I think we have to sometimes take a big step back and understand the bigger picture with people. And for Eduardo Valencia, he got to live out a dream while he has been going through a lot of stuff. And it was really, really a neat moment. And a shout out to the entire Detroit TV crew. Daniela Bruce did a wonderful job in the post-game interview. Benetti and Dirks, who I've told you I think are one of the best regional teams going out there, they and their entire staff covered the story beautifully. And I thought it was really, really something special. On the baseball side of things, the Tigers have now won 5 in a row. The Red Sox end up sweeping the White Sox in Chicago, where Chicago has been an unbelievable home team this year. So those two teams are very much in the wild card chase. Detroit is very much in the AL Central race. There are actually 4 teams in the American League that made the playoffs last year, none of whom are above 500. So which one do you believe is the biggest threat to win the American League pennant? I'll give you Detroit, Boston, Toronto, and Seattle.
It's funny because all of these teams are like about the same, especially if you're talking about Toronto, if you're talking about the Red Sox and Seattle, because you could say, okay, those 3 teams, like, they have good starting pitching, and they have a guy at the back end of the bullpen that can shut down games. So you're excited about all of that. And then it's just like, okay, which offense is going to get going? I think I'm going to put Detroit last on that list. I know they got some guys, and we can talk about Scoobs and Mize and go down. I do think they're on the lower end of that tier. Maybe not too far away, but in my mind, they're 4. So what offense do I believe in most going forward? And I think this is going to sound crazy because they've been bad all year. I think it's Seattle. I think I can see Julio getting hot. Randy's been doing his thing all year. Josh Naylor and Cal Raleigh have not, like, at all. But can I see them flipping the script when the bright lights come on? Like, yeah, I can. So Seattle fans are going to disagree with me, but I think my answer is the Seattle Mariners.
Who'd you put 4?
The Tigers.
I think I put them 1.
Did you? Tell me why, because again, these teams are close, but I want to know why.
Well, first of all, I think that in a short series, I think their 1, 2, 3, 4 could win a series. Scooble, we've barely talked about Casey Mize. And since he came back from injury, he has pitched like the all-star he was a year ago. And he's been awesome. You and I both love Troy Melton.
Troy Melton, yeah.
Like, I think he's special. I think he's a really, really good pitcher. And I put Framber as their 4 when we get to the playoffs. I know that everybody else, well, hold on. He's had so much success in Houston. He makes so much money. I don't care, man. Give me the best guys. Like, if they have to go in a 3-game series, I don't know if Framber gets a start. I don't think he does.
Okay, so I agree with you. Actually, you can put their pitching up with like all these teams have good starting pitching.
You're right. All of them do. The thing that worries me about the Tigers the most, and I wonder if Scott Harris, their bullpen at times is shaky. Like, Kenley can have, like, he's like a lot of closers, right? I think he's appeared in 27 games, and he's only given up runs in 6 of them. But when he gives them up, it's like, bleh, there it all is. And it just completely falls apart. As far as their lineup goes, McGonigal, A++, Dylan Dingler, A++, Riley Green, I still feel like there's a little more there. And there hasn't been like Torkelson and Carpenter, their power numbers are fine, but WAR does not like those guys at all. So I wonder if they do just say, screw it. We're going to go with Tarek Skubal. We're going to keep him, and we're going to make a charge. Do they go get an Elliot Ramos who could help them maybe in the outfield from the right-hand side? I don't know what's going on with Gleyber Torres' health. I think maybe, just maybe they're the one. Because Toronto, they're all over the place this year. Seattle, you and I both picked them, I think, to win the World Series. I'm not going to hop on them for a little while. And Boston, until Roman Anthony shows up, I just don't know if I trust that lineup enough.
So you landed on the Tigers. There's really no good answer here.
Of course, there's not a good answer. They're all 500 or lower.
Yeah.
Seattle's the only team that's 500. Everybody else has been dog shit the first half.
Seattle hits more homers.
Yep.
They can steal some bags,
Mm-hmm.
but their defense hasn't been great this year. Toronto has a good defense, but they haven't hit homers. And like their offense, to me, like, okay, George Springer's been better. And that was a massive key for them last year. Over the last, 30 days, he's got an 850 OPS or something like that. So that's good. Vladdy needs to hit the ball in the air a little bit more. Hitting the ball hard, but he's kind of back to that. There was that one year where he hit the ball on the ground too much, and we questioned him. And the next year he didn't, and he looked like an MVP. He needs to get back to that. And then the rest of the lineup, it really is. I think all of these teams will benefit from end of the season zeros on the board for your average and just reset everything.
I can't
some of
remember.
These guys are looking up at these numbers being like, oh, God, do I really stink?
I don't think it would have been a stretch to say at the beginning of the year that these would have been the top 4 teams in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Yankees are going to be in there.
That's the thing. You would have thrown the Yankees in there. But other than that, let's say these 4 would have been among the top 5. People wouldn't have looked at you like, what are you talking about?
Agreed, yeah.
So the good news for them is that nobody has really pulled away here. And just getting in will be good enough. And even as good as the Tampa Bay Rays have been, if they're the 1 seed going into the playoffs, nobody's going to be like, the big bad. It's not like the Dodgers being the 1 seed in the NL. It's just not. So all these teams, they all have interesting things about them on the positive side, and they still have major flaws. So rank them in terms of getting to the World Series. Just those 4 teams: Seattle, Toronto, Detroit, Boston.
Your Guardians at 48 and 46 have the 4th best record in the AL, and they're basically tied with the White Sox. We're a percentage point down, but
right.
That's crazy.
It's bad.
That's crazy.
It's bad. So wait a second. Who's ahead? Is Texas ahead of them?
No, Texas is 47 and 46, so half game behind them.
Oh. So who's the 3rd team that's ahead of? Oh, Chicago, you said.
Chicago by percentage point. They're all basically tied.
Yeah. What ridiculousness. All right, so leave it in the comments. Let us know. That is, I sat around last night. I was like, oh, Plouffe is going to hate this question. That's why I'm going to ask it to him. Oh, it's great. Today's episode, Baseball Today, it's sponsored by Gusto. There's probably one thing on every business owner's to-do list that gets pushed to the next week, every single week. For most people, it's payroll. Well, Gusto is here to fix that. Gusto is online payroll and benefits software built for small businesses. It's all in one, remote friendly, and incredibly easy to use. So you can pay, you can hire, onboard, support your team from just about anywhere. Automatic federal, state, and local tax filing as well. Built-in tools for offer letters, onboarding docs, and direct deposit, all automated. It works in all 50 states. So what I want you to do, try Gusto today at gusto.com/today. Get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That is 3 months for free payroll at gusto.com/today. One more time. That is gusto.com/today. It is payday, speaking of. It's Friday. Let's go get that money.
I have no idea when I get paid. When do we get paid?
You're living good if you have no idea when you're
well,
getting paid,
it's
brother.
it's direct deposit.
Do you ever see it pop up? Do you balance your checkbook?
No.
Boy.
You balance your that's not even a thing anymore, by the way, balancing your checkbook.
Yes, it is. It's a saying. It's a saying.
It is a saying. It's an old adage.
I know, but people just look at their pay. I like to know where every dime is going. It's important.
Every once in a while I'll get in there, but I also have hired people to do that for me.
Oh, but yeah, you have financial planners, but not to do your wow, that's some baller shit. You do live in a ritzy neighborhood. Hey, rumor has it we're off to Philadelphia over the weekend for the All-Star game. It's true. Home run derby just got a little bit more interesting as Bryce Harper revealed on Instagram yesterday. He's like, in my home ballpark, what the heck? Let's go win it. He's going to be participating for the first time since 2018 when he was a Washington National, and he topped his current teammate, Kyle Schwarber, to win his only home run derby. Well, Don Mattingly was asked after the Phillies win in Cincinnati last night about Harper being in the home run derby, and he might have let a little top secret slip.
You excited to see Bryce swing it in the derby?
Yeah, I am, actually. I'm glad he's doing it, especially in Philly. Him and Kyle both, right? Not sure on Kyle yet. Okay. I thought Kyle was going to do it. Maybe he's waiting to make sure he's everything's good. Yeah, so I'm glad he's doing it, especially in Philly.
Oops.
It's so funny.
Oops.
Everyone is so secretive about just silly information about who's coming off the IL, all these things. Okay, you see the guy at the field, he's completed his rehab assignment, he's here. Oh, we can't say on air that he's coming off the IL. It's ridiculous.
Well, my
something
guess
like
is,
that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Kyle truly isn't decided on it. Maybe that's the case. I don't know.
Well, so what do you think? Did Bryce? Let's just deal with Bryce Harper since we know that one's official. Did that just kind of save Monday's home run derby?
No, I actually think there's a bunch of great swings in that derby that people are going to have a lot of fun with. It makes it more fun for me. Obviously, you want to see a hometown guy in there, and Bryce Harper, let alone. If Schwarber gets in there to be great. If it's Bryce Harper and Schwarber versus all these young bucks, that's what's exciting to me because they're going up against some guys who they ain't going to get tired. I guess it's not like that anymore, right?
Right. There's no clock.
Okay, that helps them out a little bit, but still, Jordan Walker's a beast. 20 whatever he is. Junior Camanero's 19. Ben Rice a little bit older, but then you got Jack Caglione. There's some dudes here that can hit the absolute what out of the baseball. I think that's gonna be the most fascinating part for me is the old dogs, the old guard versus the young dudes who just swing out of their shoes.
Yeah, well, look, it does help it. It helps propel it to another level, and people who are kind of on the fringe of watching it are going to say, oh, well, I know Bryce Harper, and he's doing it in front of his hometown crowd. That's cool. I'll get to sit down and watch. And then you get introduced to a Jack Caglione who could hit one 500 feet, a junior came. Why are you giving me wrinkle brow?
Well, I was just thinking we got our schedule. You're not going to be there.
No, they don't let old people go on this trip for John Boy Media. I have to sit at home so I can watch it in front of the TV.
I mean, can I be part of the old crew at John Boy Media? I'm always
you're getting there.
Part of the young. I got to go out there and try to fetch the baseballs at the home run derby.
Yeah, I think that so everybody else is going except myself and Jimmy, whom I have to run to the fridge and make sure that he can have everything ready for whatever he needs. So I'm like Jimmy's errand boy that night. I don't know exactly what my role is during home run derby, but it's perfectly fine. I've been to plenty of them. You young whippersnappers, go catch some baseballs.
Last year it was just me and Jake caught one. Or he didn't really catch it. He grabbed it off the floor.
And did he give it away?
We did.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Who is most likely out of our group to catch it and hang on to it?
Shelfie.
He's not going to he's got 3 kids.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, they're not going to be with him there. Like, he'll take it home to
but
them.
he understands the importance of giving the baseball away to a child.
Oh, you think that well, it just depends who's around, Chris. That's the thing. Is if you're I've been to a lot of home run derbies now.
Mm-hmm.
If around you is just a bunch of adults, you don't give the ball away. If around you is kids, you give the ball away. Because he'd also like to bring the ball home to his kids.
That's a great point. I wouldn't begrudge Shelfie for doing that.
I will give it away no matter what because I know Teddy doesn't care. Like he's really wouldn't be interested in that. He'd be like, "Thanks, Dad."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've told you I have never caught a home run or a foul ball in the thousands of games I've been to.
Not going to change.
Not going to change at least on Monday at the Home Run Derby. I can tell you that. We're going to break down the Derby. We are going to do a special edition of baseball today early in the week. I think, Dan, are we doing that on Monday or are we doing that on All-Star Game Tuesday? Do you remember? First show's coming out Monday. Okay, so we'll talk about we'll break down the field. We'll give our predictions and stuff like that. How much more excited are you for Bryce Harper? How much more excited would you be? Let's assume Schwarber. Let's assume Donnie Baseball was right. That makes it even that much better, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, that I hope it comes down. Love all the rest of these guys, but it'd be awesome to see it be between Bryce and Schwarber in the end.
So the only, and I think they've done a pretty good job of getting a good, fun list here. But if you were to hand pick just guys that are available and they'd say yes automatically, you would put Judge in it. You would probably put Stanton in it.
Ohtani. I don't know if I'd put Stanton in it.
Ooh.
I mean, look, he obviously hits the ball very far.
Dude, when I saw him in San Diego, I think that was 20.
Does he still got that? Like, does he still got it like that, though?
Probably not.
I mean, I know he can still take a batting practice. That's I haven't really thought about him. When I think about like who I want in the Derby, I don't really have him in my mind, but that's a good one.
Okay, so I think Ohtani and Judge are universal based on who they are and how far they can hit the ball. You know who pokes it pretty good is Rafael Devers.
Yeah.
He's got a big
Murakami,
swing.
I think he's got to be in there too. I'd love to see him.
Yeah. Oh, God. He's supposed to be activated this weekend, which is good news for the Southsiders. I really wanted to see him in that. That's why that hamstring injury was a real bummer from a national perspective.
I'm trying to think who else. I mean, Jordan's fun.
I told you. I don't think home runs when I think Jordan. I know it's crazy because this year he's going cuckoo, but he hasn't even hit 40 in a season. And for some reason, I don't think of his home runs like I do.
Has he ever done one? I don't think he has.
I don't believe so either. I don't think so.
That's a good list. I'd love to see him and what he would do if he was just trying to hit homers.
Yeah, let us know, folks out there, if there's somebody that we're not thinking in the forefront of our collective foggy brains.
Jordan Walker is going to be fantastic.
I think so too. How worried are you? There's two guys, Ben Rice and Jack Haglione, whose dads are pitching to them. While it is an awesome story, and we've seen it work before with Bryce Harper, whose dad Ron will not pitch to him this time around, and Cal Raleigh, who won it a few years ago with his brother catching and his dad pitching. Do you ever worry a little bit for the dads?
Yeah, I don't know the dads. If the dads are locked in, BP throwers, that's all good. That's probably the best person to throw to these guys because they know. I have had experience. We had Brian Dozier in the 2014 Home Run Derby at Target Field. He had his brother Clay throw to him, and he didn't throw him any strikes. And I think Dozier hit one homer because he just wasn't putting the ball over the plate. So there are cautionary tales. You're right. Beautiful moment, but I think there's $1 million on the line now.
Was Doge pissed?
No, he had a good time.
He wasn't like, come on, bro. Help me out a little bit.
I'm sure afterwards. or they probably just went and had a beer and said that was
probably.
Cool, huh? Yeah.
Talked about LSU football and the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. All right. Today's episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Cozy Earth. It is the middle of summer. It is sweltering hot. There is nothing worse than getting into bed after a long day, feeling your sheets trap all the heat right back onto you. Well, Cozy Earth's bamboo sheet set, it is made from viscose from bamboo, genuinely breathable, stays cool instead of warming up with you, and feels completely different from standard cotton. Their beach towels, the same story. They're soft. They're noticeably different the first time you pick one up. That is no joke, by the way. They back everything with a 10-year warranty and 100 nights hassle-free returns on bedding. So there's really no risk to trying them. Made from viscose from bamboo, breathable, soft, built for summer. So head on over to CozyEarth.com. Use the code BASEBALL today for an exclusive 20% off. That is the code BASEBALL today for an exclusive 20% off. If you see a post-purchase survey, mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on Baseball Today. Those things do make a difference, man. We just put our first sheets on, and I was like, because I am the warm Papa Bear in that thing. I just emit heat. I know this might come as a complete shock to everybody.
You run hot. You do. I got home last night. After being on the road, you get back into your bed. Oh, yeah. We got the sheets on right now.
Such a difference, isn't it?
Climb back into your dog bed. In the bed last night. Gosh, I hate that.
The dog?
Every, I don't know, once a week maybe, we let our dog sleep at the foot of our bed, and I regret it every single time.
Your feet get hot as hell when that happens.
Well, I just end up, she ends up trying to snuggle.
Oh,
I have to give her a little kick. Get out of here. Get out of here.
You be nice.
Not like a kick. You know what I mean? A little nudge.
Like a nudge. I got it. Thank you. Yankees, they end up splitting their 4-game set in Tampa, but Thursday's biggest news had to deal with Aaron Judge. He, of course, has missed significant time since the end of May because of an upper rib injury. Well, Brian Cashman said that the former MVP is getting re-imaging during the All-Star break.
If he's asymptomatic and not feeling anything and they're showing healing, then I think it's probably appropriate to get him going again. We don't want to, because the schedule is what it is, put him in a position where we're putting him in jeopardy where, somehow it gets worse.
How much should those words give Yankees fans pause?
I mean, it just depends on what the imaging shows. And I'd like to hear Judge. It'd be great if Judge came on and said, "Hey guys, I'm doing pretty good." That would, I think, calm a lot of Yankee fans' nerves. Obviously, they're able to slow play this though this year. Because of how bad the American League is. I think they're saying, let's make absolute sure that he is completely healed because we're going to be in the playoffs. And that's what matters. Let's get him back. Look, I'm not saying he's going to be back in September, but that's basically all he needs. Give him September, get him ready for October, and that's what we need. But I honestly wouldn't be scared if I was Yankee fans. They are slow playing this just because of the state of the AL. He's healing. I'm sure he's headed in the right direction. Do they need Judge in the lineup? Yes, absolutely. It changes the entire dynamic of the team, obviously, but I don't think I'd be panicked yet.
Yeah, it's been a train wreck without him. They've had one of the worst offenses in baseball. Remember, we haven't seen him since the end of May in that series out in Sacramento.
They're still not that bad, though. The record, what is the record? Are they 3 games under 500 or something like that?
No, overall, but they are sub 500 without him, and their offense metrically has been one of the 5-6 worst in baseball.
They're 15-19 since Judge went out.
I think are they 16-19 now or 15?
Could
yeah,
be
15-19.
Yeah, okay.
It's not very good.
Not
but
great.
You're right.
Yeah.
Did Aaron Judge pick the right year to have this, whatever sort of injury it is. It just sounds like it's, instead of being extremely painful, it just sounds like it's burdensome. And you have talked about rib injuries and how you just don't, you need to rest it in order to feel really right. I would say, hey man, we'll see in September. This is on us to be able to figure out the next month and a half when we get back from the All-Star break. Now, he has not been able to do any upper body work, 0 whatsoever. He has been able to work in the weight room on his legs, keep those strong, keep those things going. And we all know that, if you're a massive workout guy like some of us, you know how important training those tree trunks are. But at the same time, he's going to have a lot of work to do. And I think it's going to take him some time. So I don't think he's going to get cleared in late July and he'll have 3 weeks to get ready and we'll see him in the middle of August. It just doesn't sound like it's trending that way.
Yeah, I mean, I now that you really bring up what like part of the year it is, sometimes I just get lost and forget like where we're at in the baseball season. Yeah, like September seems like a reasonable time frame because they are going to want him to take some minor league at bats. They are going to want to make sure that everything is good, and you got to do some game speed stuff. This is not a like, hey, he's healthy, let's plop him back into the lineup. It's like, no, he's going to need, I don't know how many games, a week at least of those games, because he's going to take a day. He's going to take a day off. He's going to play 2 games in a row. He's going to take a day off, and it's going to be a lengthy buildup. So yeah, I think September is probably like a realistic point for Yankee fans to expect him back.
And so that gives you 3.5 weeks at the end of the season for him to get reacclimated to major league pitching. Which even when you're that good, how long does that take?
It's so different than AAA pitching. It truly, truly is. But for a guy like that, I don't think it would take. I mean, give him a week of at bats.
Okay,
a week of at bats for him. Some guys might be longer.
Man,
and you know what? I'm looking right now. They're 4.5 games up, like where they would be, like in the wild card, where they're at right now. Maybe they don't have a guaranteed spot, dude. I can't say that. You think so?
Let me see what their. I'm just checking their schedule out the
Twins,
gate.
Go Twins, go.
Okay, so out the gate in the second half. You ready?
Okay.
Home against the Dodgers.
Oh, baby.
Home against the Pirates. At Philly. Depending on how that pitching lines up, that could be gulp. At the White Sox. At the Cubs. Home against St. Louis. Home against the Braves. Home against Seattle. At Toronto. These are all series that probably Judge is not going to be a part of. So for the first month, I just mentioned all these teams that are they're either currently holding playoff spots or very much in the playoff race. I mean, all of them, right? LA, Philly, the White Sox, the Cubs are all holding playoff spots. Atlanta. Let me see where St. Louis is in the wild card. That bounces around. No, they're 3 out. But it's going to be interesting in the second half. If you're Cashman, would you make a move? Would you make a move for offense or no?
I mean, I know they're looking for catching help, and I know they're looking at my guy Ryan Jeffers. You guys need to relax.
Isn't he hurt though still?
He's going to be back soon. I just did what I said I hated doing.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did. That's okay. Thanks for telling us that. All right, Yankee fans, what do you want to see Cashman do? How worried are you about Judge on a scale of 1 to 10? All sorts of stuff. We want to hear from you. Come on. Let's get it going. Yeah. Cubs, they lose a tough one series finale in Baltimore, 3-2 the final. Not sure if you saw this, but Chicago got the game-tying run on base to lead off the ninth, but Nico Horner was thrown out attempting to steal, but according to Craig Counsell, it's with an asterisk.
Well, I mean, it's not the push. It's the there's a clear blocking the bag there. It's very clear. So the reason why Nico came off the bag is because the player is blocking the bag and he has to adjust his slide. So then they go to review. They don't even looking at the blocking of the bag when that's what caused the player to come off. It's kind of illogical that you don't look at blocking the bag when it's what caused the player to come off the bag. So they can't look at it. He did come off the bag and he was tagged, but he came off the bag because Henderson had his foot right in the sliding lane, which is illegal. And so New York's staring at it because Ramon didn't call it on the field. They don't call it. That makes no sense.
Okay. Is this complaining to just complain, or is it legit?
I mean, going through the entire statement, I mean, I agree that there was a clear violation. Like, Gunner's foot was in the sliding lane. That's true. But it's not a reviewable play. So New York can't help there. It has to be called on the field. I mean, those are the rules. Do I think that should be reviewable? Yeah, I think everything should be reviewable, essentially. But as of right now, it's not. So they can't do anything there. I disagree with he came off the base because he had to change the way he slid. He came off the base because he's wearing that mitt and he can't grab the base with that mitt on. Like that's the reason he came off the base. So I understand the frustration of Craig Counsell because they should have called obstruction there or blocking the base and they didn't. But in the end of the day, it's the rules are the rules. So
if I were to have an umpire in front of me, I would ask, do you have to be, because it originally started, remember guys were dropping their knees in front of bases as fielders? I think that's the thing they were trying to get rid of in terms of blocking the base. If you look at Gunnar, yes, his foot is in front of it, meaning you have to find an alternate route, but it looks like there's enough air there where if you wanted to kind of go in between, you could do that or go around as Nico Hoerner did. So I wonder what the true definition of blocking
at second base, like it's like the full base, essentially. It's like a lane. It's not just like home plate. You have to give a slice.
You have to give them the full base?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why you see these guys get out so far in front of the base now.
Got it. Okay. I appreciate you clarifying that. To me, the biggest issue is that it's not reviewable. And I don't understand this sport's reluctance to look at things that happen in the infield diamond as much as they should, right? Any fair foul ball in front of the base, non-reviewable. It's can somebody explain to me what the point of that is? Ball goes over a base, which to me is still like one of the wildest rules that we've got. When the ball hops over a base, well, it was in the field of play, even though it started out in front of the third base bag, but then went over the base, and then it went foul down the left field line, but that's a fair ball. Why can't we look at that stuff? I don't understand it.
I'm looking at this now, and I'm reading the rules, and it says fielders need to position themselves so the runner has access to at least a portion of the base.
Okay.
And my interpretation of it and what I've seen and how it's been called is they need to give like the baseline.
Okay.
But you're right there.
So just a portion.
Just a portion. What was I going to say about this? Oh, here's how you combat all of that. Because look, you only used to drop the knees on guys who slid head first. If you want to get people to get away from the bag, slide with your feet. Put those spikes in them. Like that's the way it goes, man.
Go spikes high?
Not spikes high, just feet first.
Were you a feet first or head first guy?
Feet first.
People don't realize how much of a toll diving head first takes on your body. That's why it was amazing that Rickey Henderson, he was really one of the first guys that did it on a consistent basis. Everybody before that used to slide feet first. He was like, screw this.
Yeah, you're just able to be more evasive and maneuver when you go head first. But you're giving up your fingers and your wrist.
Yeah.
And you're allowing guys to, if they wanted to back in the day, drop the knee. If you go in with your spikes, you're not dropping the knee.
No, they are not. But to me, the end all be all of this story is the fact that we still are so archaic with our thought process on what to review and what not. It seems so simple. People, we're trying to help you.
There's a lot of things, Chris. A lot of things.
For goodness sake.
The fair foul in front of the base is crazy to me. You mentioned it.
Yeah. Zero idea about that. None.
Check swings are coming, which I think is great.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that works. Have you seen it work in the minor leagues? I haven't really watched much of it.
We got the demo on it, but I haven't watched the minor league game.
Got it. Okay. Hey, covering baseball every day. That means July nonstop. Baseball and the World Cup. God, that tournament has been so good. They're in full swing. All-Star coming next week. The NFL schedule is out. And if you want to actually be there for any of it, you need our friends over at SeatGeek. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app around. I'm talking about over 70,000 events across sports and concerts and festivals. MLB's official ticket marketplace. Every baseball ticket fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled. Also, they're always looking out for your wallets with a color-coded system. Green dots means that is a great deal for you. Red means, stop, move on, keep looking. Now, you might look at a map and see a seat behind the dugout and there's a red dot, and you go, how in the world could that be a bad seat? It's right behind the dugout. It's not that it's a bad seat. It's a bad deal for you. They look out for you having the best time, the most entertainment, and keeping the most money in your wallet. And of course, we got a code for you guys as well. Use that code BASEBALL2026, 10% off your next set of MLB tickets at SeatGeek. That is 10% off any MLB tickets. The promo code is BASEBALL2026. Just click the link in the description. You'll download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thanks to our friends over at SeatGeek. All right, before we get out of here, the first half is wrapping up. Before I ask my question, how hard is it for these guys to get through the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday games? Aren't they just like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get out of here?
There's a little bit of that, a little bit of like, hey, I'd really like these next 3 or 4 days off. So it's usually actually only like 2.5 days off with that, but you definitely are looking forward to it. There's no doubt. Especially, I think Friday, Saturday, you're fine. It's the Sunday game.
Yeah. And if that game goes extra innings,
you're just like, hey, let's be a little aggressive up there, guys. Come on.
Swing early.
There was, this doesn't happen in regular season games, unless sometimes I feel like it's happened back in the day when teams are out of it last day of the season. But like spring training last day, travel day, spring training, you literally talk to the other team, say, we're swinging first pitch. And you better swing first pitch or you're going to get, yelled at.
I love that.
Yeah. Changes a lot of things.
When you would, before you had kids, what would you do during the All-Star break?
I mean, it depends. Like when Olivia wasn't living with me, I'd fly home to see her. I would go all the way home to see her. And then when she was living with me, we rented cabins, took little trips here and there.
You would fly home to go see your girl. So the first thing you would do every year is check the schedule on that July date, and you would book for that Sunday, wouldn't you?
I'd get out as fast as I could, yeah.
So you're looking at the clock during the game.
There was one, let's see, when was it? An All-Star break where I got on a plane to come home, and we only had like a day and a half. I think I was in the minor league still. And there was only connecting flights, no direct flights out of like wherever I was, like Rochester or something like that. And then my flight got delayed. I couldn't get my connector. I had to stay overnight at some town in Ohio or something like that. It was bad. So like I was literally home for like 12 hours, but still did it.
Love.
It'll make you do some crazy things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so first half wraps up this weekend. We got a pair of awesome pitching matchups. Wheeler and Skubal Sunday in Detroit. Miz and Skeens Sunday on Peacock in Pittsburgh. You can only go attend one. Which one?
I'm going Miz and Skeens. The old dogs, they're good. I don't think they're competing against each other. I think Miz and Skeens are competing against each other. And I don't know if Skeens I feel like is kind of in a world of his own. They actually kind of both are. But in my mind, my fan fiction, I'm like, these guys know that they're the two young guns and who's going to come out on top. That's like the storyline, right? So I'm going with that game.
And not only that, I mean, Miz has kind of lapped him this year.
Yeah.
I remember.
Whose life do you take right now?
Whose life?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Jacob Mizorowski's life other than I believe he's engaged.
And he got Pokemon cards.
And he's got Pokemon cards. And he throws 100.
And he's doing well.
2 billion miles an hour.
Both all-stars.
Yes, they are. They'll be teammates when we see them on the red carpet on Tuesday. Where it's going to be 93 degrees. I've already started sweating.
You're fine, bro. You're fine.
We have these neck fans. Sam was nice enough to get us neck fans.
Fucking neck fan, dude.
Oh, the hell you're not.
I'm not wearing a neck fan.
Oh, I'm wearing a neck fan.
You wear a neck fan.
I've never used a neck fan. People have to let me know if these things work in the comments. I'm dying to know. They look freaky. So are they going to help cool down this smoking hot body? Let's see here. Dan just put in our chat, per Ken Rosenthal, Marlins likely to keep Sandy. and add strategically?
Oh, they've been going.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Since the beginning of June, they've been the best team in baseball. I mean, they just took care of the Mariners.
They're 3 games up right now in a wild card spot.
Look, and they're close to the Braves in the NL East. Like, of course they're going to add. Why would they trade? Come on. All right. So I'll see you bright and early for our ride to the airport.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be early.
It's going to be early. It's going to be early. And then we'll be in Philly together. We get to spend 4 days together.
What are we going to talk about for this trade episode? Like, nobody's getting traded. It's just going to be all Royals, Giants, and Mets.
Rockies.
And Snakes.
Don't do that to Dalty.
I already told him.
Don't do that to Dalty. All right. We will be seeing you from Philadelphia. We cannot wait. We've got a ton of awesome content coming your way. We'll be on the red carpet. Trev and most of the people at John Boy Media that are under the age of whatever I am will be heading to the Home Run Derby. We'll be covering a bunch of other events, the draft. What else do we have? We've got the Futures game. We're going to be hanging out with some Philly legends, which is fun. We'll take you around the town. We've got a great content setup. I just can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. So for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday for Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile from the All-Star Game in Philly.